to be our video for activity 3. This is the one where we are making equations for two lines and graphing them and then finding their solution or their intersection. So we're going to start off with our line 1. So we're given the points 2, 3, and 4, 1. So first we want to find the slope, right? So the slope is the difference between the x's and y's. So we are going to do our, go with 1 minus 3 and our 4 minus 2. That gives us a negative 2 over 2 equaling negative 1. So our slope is negative 1. Now, I'm going to just do y-intercept or slope-intercept form just because I need to use it throughout the whole thing. If you end up doing point slope, that's great. It's good practice to do that. But we're going to do this form here. So again, we have our m, we have an x and a y. We're just going to plug those in. So for my points, I'm going to do the 2, 3. So for our y, we have 3 and then negative 1 because that's our slope, times 2 plus b. That's negative 2 plus b, and to get rid of that negative 2, we're going to add 2, where we get our b equals 5. So by doing that, we have our equation y equals negative x plus 5. I'm already just going to write this over here, so then I already have this done. Alright, on to line 2, so we're given our 2 points. Again, I'm going to find the slope real quick, so we're going to do our 3 minus 1 and 4 minus 2, which is going to give us 2 over 2, which is just 1. So we have a slope of 1. So again, we're going to plug in. So by doing that, I'm going to do 2, 1. 1 is going to equal 2 times 1 plus b. Again, we're doing this form. So we're going to do there. So we have now 2 times 1 is 2, right? So then to get rid of that 2, we're going to subtract 2, leaving us a negative 1 equals b. So that means we have an equation of x minus 1. Sorry, not b. 1. All right, so we have our line. Okay, so we have line 1 and line 2. So we're going to just do this one next, just so we have our using an elimination or substitution. I'm going to use elimination because you already have a negative x and a positive x, so we're just going to add these two. So from there, we have 5 plus negative 1, so that's subtracting 1, so we have a positive 4, right? Then negative 1 plus negative 1x plus positive x, it's canceled, right? So those are gone. And y plus y is 2y. So we're left with 2y equals 4. So we're going to divide by 2. We have a y equals 2. Okay, we're going to plug that in. I'm going to plug it in just to the second equation because it's a little easier. So we have we know our y. Our y is 2. And we are needing to find our x. So we're going to add our 1, which is going to get us our x equaling 3. So we're given a point of 3, 2. So we're going to graph our lines and see if we're right. So here I am just going to graph the points that they were given. So we have a 2, 3. So 1, 2, and up 3. All right, and then we have a 4, 1. Okay, it has a negative slope, so we're going down. So we're going to get that line at least connected, and then we can continue it on here. If it's not straight, that's okay. That's why it's good to solve your equations on this box, because it's kind of making sure that point is correct. So we have our line 1. Line 2, the 2 points are 2, 1. So 2, 1, and 4, 3. We have a positive slope going up, so we're going to kind of extend, connect, and extend for line 2. So we have this point right here. What is that point? 3, 2. And we see the two bottom boxes are equal. They're the same solution, so we're good. All right, moving on to the next one. So we have an equation of a line. Let's just find our slope first, right? So we're going to be doing our difference of our y's and x's. So I'm going to do 5 minus 2 and 1 minus 0. It's going to give us 3 over 1 equals 3. So we have a slope of 3. Now, what do we notice here? We already have an intercept. We have our b, right? So we now know b is 2. So we don't need to waste our time finding b if they already are giving our y-intercept, right? So we're going to have our equation here then. We have our slope is 3, and our b is positive 2. So we already have our equation of line 1 by y equals 3x plus 2. All right, moving on to the next one. So find our slope. So I'm going to do a negative 1 minus negative 4 over 1 minus 0. Okay, so keeping our signs correct, we got negative 1 plus 4 now. So that is a positive 3. Over 1 minus 0, just a 1, equals 3. Okay, so we have a slope equaling 3. Now again, they give us an intercept right here. So we now know our b equals negative 4. We have all we need to make an equation. Y equals 3x minus 4. Okay, I'm going to move on to this next box here. All right, so easily enough, I'm just going to do substitution here because we're going to notice something. So if they both are lining up to equal y, so let's make them equal to each other. So 3x plus 2 equals 3x minus 4. So by doing that, we are going to get rid of our 3x. That's leaving us a 2 equals negative 4. Now we're going to notice here, 2 equals negative 4 is not a true statement. So that means there's no solution. Now, let's check if that is correct. Let's see why maybe it could be no solution. So we're going to graph our lines, right? So we have our intercept, our 0, 2, and we have our 1, 5. Okay, we have a positive slope, so we're good to connect these here. And if lines are straight or not straight, it's okay. We're going to figure out something here. And then line 2, okay? We have 0, negative 4. And a 1, negative 1. So 1, negative 1. Oh, sorry, 0, negative 4. See, this is why you got to make sure when you're graphing, you are paying attention. So this is where I noticed here, 0, negative 4, right? I moved on the x line, not the y line. All right, so we're going to connect these two here, and then we are going to kind of extend. If it's not straight, again, it's okay. That's why we have this over here. Extend. All right, so these are not intersecting, right? We don't have an intersection. So we have to put no solution. And we can see why they're not going to intersect, right? Because they're parallel. Because they have the same slope. This 3x, right? If they have the same slope, they're not going to intersect. So that's something you want to notice. If it's easy enough for you to catch on, oh, same slope, parallel, that's great. If not, we can always solve. And once you kind of see this happening and you can eliminate your x's, that's your no solution. That means they are parallel.